Thank you everyone to be there. So it's one of our product spotlights based on ePRO now. So today we'll present the ePRO questionnaire that is built for patients, of course, run by sites, CRO, and sponsors. Khalil, if you want to present quickly key facts.
Yes, of course. Datacapt, today we are more than 12 solutions within the platform itself. We are all around the world managing multiple type of studies, multiple, I would say, actors like the CRO, like the sponsors in medical device, in pharma study, in consumer health. We are all around the world with many types of studies. In terms of security of compliance, yes, we have everything and we manage everything, in fact. No need any extra effort of installation on your site because Datacapt is a web app. We are HIPAA compliant for those who comes for the US. We are also for the European one. We are ISO 27001, GDPR compliant. We are also, which is mostly French, I would say, hosting services. We are HTTPS certified. And of course, we are FDA 21 CFR Part 11. It is an FDA compliance, but now we started to be more and more worldwide compliance.
Noemi told me that there is an echo.
I will, yeah.
Maybe
it's my mic.
Yeah, should be better. And one last point about the GCP. So it's also GCP compliant. So everything is on the platform with audit trails and so on. Datacapt, it's more than now 850,000 participants that already use the platform in order to complete surveys or even sign consent and so on. And we wanted just before going directly to the platform, give you an overview of the platform. So we have Datacapt, it's one tool, one platform for the entire clinical study lifecycle. So you can plan and set up the study. You can recruit and enroll also. So we have digital recruitment, pre-screening survey, e-consent, and so on. Of course, the conduct and the capture with the eCRF, EDC, eSource, the RTSM, allocation of the product, imaging, and so on. We will focus today on the ePRO ECOA. And then we also have, of course, the monitoring and the reports with all the features in order to monitor everything inside the study, and then the close and the export. We'll focus on ePRO today, and there is some issue on the market with ePROs that compromise timelines, data, and compliance. Why? There is 4 points that you can see on this slide. The first one is the completion, because there is multiple solutions on the market that are not compliant for clinical trial. You can, for example, we can say Google Forms, Lime surveys, or every platform that are not 21 CFR Part 11, not GCP compliant, that are sometimes used in clinical trials. So it's a real risk. And there is also some solutions that give churn. Churn is the participant will not complete everything. So it's, for example, you have to install an app. The ePRO is not running everywhere. So it's, for example, it's not adapted to every phone, every devices. So you have dropouts. You have a person that will not complete the surveys, and so on. There is also some risks with the privacy and the personal identifiable information, where if you use multiple solutions or not compliant solutions, you will have exposure, leakage of personal health information, and also re-identification if, for example, you are using multiple tools. There is also delay in the data because multiple tools means latency. You have not up-to-date data, multiple systems, and so on. And then also, if you want to integrate, there is silos because you will have to rework the data, you will have fragmentation, and so on. So this is the problem that we see most of the time with the ePRO solutions. With Datacapt, everything is just a distant memory, and it's, of course, one platform in order to manage everything. And as I mentioned already, like 5 times, we'll focus on ePRO. So let me share now the screen about the ePRO.
And of course, the demo is live, meaning it's not a recorded video or something like that. We're going to connect in live into the platform.
Yeah. So I will connect to our live platform. Datacapt is 100% cloud-based, and I will directly connect to the platform. It's 100% responsive. It means it's working on a computer, tablet, phone, and so on. So I will connect there. Oh, sorry, it's not the good one. I will just have to go there. All right. Hello. Do you see the screen?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. So I will connect with the SSO, and then we have access to all the projects. I will go to the demo project. So as you can see here, it's a demo project. We have 165 participants. This is the expected number of participants. We have Trez is French English. We have 13 centers, 5 countries. Contact is Datacapt. So you can check in real time all your projects as a card or a list like that, and then enter into the project. I will go directly to ePRO forms. In Datacapt, everything is in one platform. So it means that it's already integrated. There is no effort in order to integration ePRO, eConsent, CRF, and so on. Everything is on the same platform with only one login. Everything is linked. It means that you can send, if you want, a questionnaire ePRO through the eCRF. You can do automations and so on. And the first part is to build the ePRO. Building the ePROs are very easy. We have the possibility to create as many ePROs questionnaire as you want in the study. And then you also have the possibility to build them. Building a survey is done with the visual builder, Datacapt visual builder, where you can put around 20 types of questions. So you have text input, checkboxes, radio button, single select, date and time, multiple type of date and time, drop down rating. You can also do automatic computation calcul. For example, if you want to do scoring, slider, file upload, it can be sound, video, pictures. So everything that is needed in order to collect all the data in the survey. You have drag and drops, and all the questions are with a unique variable that is the identifier of the question. For the ones that know cdisk, cdash, you can rename everything that you want there in order to use the cdash standard and the variable names. You can create multiple forms in the same questionnaires. You can get, if you want, an empty blank ePRO PDF. So for example, this one, we put the Lego logo, so everyone know this, and you get this beautiful PDF. If, for example, you want to get the blank PDF. Then there is also, when it's built, possibility to set up ePROs. So when you set up ePROs, we have multiple features that are very, very interesting in the settings there. So when you go to the settings, there is the possibility, of course, to rename the ePRO, to manage the ePRO statuses, and also to add target date, time, and copyright. So the target date is, for example, if you want to automatically close ePRO as when it's a selected UTC date. The target time is, for example, if you want to close the ePRO after a certain period of days. For example, the ePRO is sent to the participant, and then 10 days after this, I want to close the ePRO. So it means that they have a range of 10 days in order to complete the ePRO, and then the ePRO will be not accessible anymore. And we also have the possibility to add copyright. Is, for example, if you have any validated ePROs, for example, EQ5D or the SF36 or whatever, you can put the copyright there. So it will be always visible directly in the ePRO interface for the participants. We also have the reminders. Reminders are really, really loved by our customers because this is very simple. You can add ePRO reminders by email. So you can put the object of the email. So for example, please complete the questionnaire, and a message. And you can also do the same with the text SMS reminder. You can do both if you would like. And then you can also set up the reminders. So there is possibility to set up reminders before the target date. There we did not set up any target date, so this is why it's gray out. On a specific date, or the most used is before or just after, sorry, the sending. So for example, you send the ePRO questionnaire. It can be done automatically, of course. And then you will say, okay, I want to send, sorry, a reminder 4 hours later, another one, for example, 12 hours after the sending, and maybe we'll say 1 day after. We do not want to spam the participant too much. So there is 5 reminder that you can set up and send that by email or by text. We also have occurrences for every questionnaire. It means that if you have, for example, daily log, or if you have any questionnaire that you want to repeat a number of time, you can create occurrences. So it's a repeating in terms of questionnaires. So for example, in this one, we want, for example, 10 occurrences. It means that you will be able to create 10 times or send 10 times the exact same questionnaire to the participants. And you can also automate that if you want with a defined period. So it means that I want 10 occurrences and I want to send that every day or every week, for example. So it's in order to automate the repeating of the questionnaire that will be sent to the participants. And the last one, this is the QR code. So you have there the landing page title and the description. And it is in order to create a page where the participant can scan the QR code at any time and initiate themselves the questionnaire. It can be, for example, for an adverse event. It can be for anything, you know, that is not set in the marble in terms of time. And the participant can scan the QR code in order, you know, to initiate an ePRO. A use case is, for example, I have multiple occurrences. I can create a QR code for my ePRO, and then the participant can, for example, scan the QR code 3 times, 5 times, 10 times in a row in order to complete some questionnaire. So this is all the features for every forms, and you have an overview when you have set up the different features. For example, this questionnaire, it's 3 occurrences, we have a QR code activated, and we have reminders. You can manage all the ePROs as you would like in terms of order. You can, of course, edit them, and you can also export or invite subjects. So the next point is, okay, I have my ePRO set up, my study is live, but how I will invite the participants? So we have this part there that is the subject that is only accessible for the research sites. If you are a sponsor or a CRO that is not a site research, you will not have access to this part. And then you can put the personal information that are logically separated from the other data, and you can access or create new participants and put some personal information. If you, for example, do not have any e-consent on Datacapt, you should not put the first name and the last name. We only put the email and the phone number in order to send questionnaires. There in this demonstration, we also have the first name and the last name because, for example, we can send the e-consent and we need the first name and the last name. Everything is logically separated from the clinical data, and only the site can have access to this data and add the participants. As you can see, the email and the phone number are encrypted. And if you, for example, display this data, everything is audit tracked. So we will take these participants. As you can see, I can have an overview of these participants. There is no ECRF, there is no ePRO, and I can invite, for example, by email, by SMS, or no invite, because, for example, I want to complete this ePRO with the participants. Let me go back to the global overview. So the global overview there is where you have all the ePRO records. An ePRO record is one questionnaire. For example, in this webinar, we have around 220 ePRO records. It means that we already sent more than 200 questionnaires to the participants. You also get an overview of everything in terms of statuses. We have, for example, less than 100 created, it means that it was sent. It was not sent, sorry. It was created on the platform. It means that we do not have, for example, the email and the phone number. This is also possible. 32 are sent, 3 are scheduled, because you can create automations that will automatically schedule the sending of ePROs in the future based on the, I don't know, on a termination, a completion of a questionnaire. I want to send another questionnaire 1 week, 2 months later. I have an answer, for example, in the EDC, ECRF, that is yes, I will, for example, schedule an ePRO. We have 52 uncompleted ePRO in real time. It means that you have an access and a global overview on the completion of all the questionnaires ePRO. And then we have 36 data completed. This view is very, very amazing because you can have an overview of everything in terms of ePRO in your study. You can search, you can filter. For example, I want only the scheduled ones. So I can check when it will be scheduled. I can check what's the ePRO and for which subjects. I can, for example, say, okay, I want only the uncompleted, and I want only the uncompleted for a specific ePRO. So for example, this one. And then also, for example, something that was sent during a specific month or a specific quarter or whatever. And I can also, for example, do that by center. I want only the SF36 on the DA Lyon. So nothing is uncompleted there. So there is also possibility, if you would like to, for the sent questionnaire and that are uncompleted, to resend them. If you recall, we already have automatic reminders, but if, for example, all the automatic reminders are sent and you want to resend again manually, there is possibility to resend by email and by text. We also check the number of resend that will be done on the platform. You can resend automatically, or you can also, if you want, schedule the resends. This is a possibility. Let me clear that to get the overview again. There is plenty of things to do there. I will not maybe go too deep in the details, but you can also, if you would like, open questionnaires in order to get access to the questionnaires. Okay, I can see the answers from the participants. Nothing can be changed because, for example, I do not have the right to do that. If I have the right to do that, because I want to complete the questionnaire with the participant on site, there is a permission for that, and everything is also audit trailed. There is also a possibility when you already invite by email, SMS, or no invites, when you select, for example, the questionnaire. So for example, let's say I want to send by text this questionnaire to this participant, that is my participant. I can invite, then the invite is done. And I can, for example, search for these participants there. I can go there, for example, in order to check, okay, I send the part to this participant, my ePRO. This is this one. I have 1 occurrence out of 3 because I have 3 occurrences. I can check that. I can also resend ePROs from there. And if I want to get the full overview, I know this is the 49. So I can go there and I will check, okay, this is the 49. And I know this is this one. I can, for example, resend, copy the link, open a QR code. So the participant can, for example, take their phone and scan this QR code in order to get an access to this ePRO. So one question maybe you have is, okay, but what's the look of the ePRO for the participants? So let me just copy the link and I will go to a new tab. So again, you have the logo there. This is the view on the computer, but everything is 100% responsive. It can be displayed on, for example, this is an iPhone there. This is a simulator, of course. This is not Datacapt. It can be a Samsung. So it's 100% responsive. It means it is something that is completely adaptable to every kind of device, every kind of tablets also. I can do, for example, on a tablet, an iPad, a Galaxy. As you can see, this is responsive. So let me just do that on a Galaxy, for example, and I will complete the data. So today, then, very good, and so on and so on. So you can complete everything. You can also have text. This is select. There I have a lot of selects and so on. The thing that is also interesting is if you, for example, reload the page, the participants will not lose anything. It means that we always redirect the participants to the last question that were answered. As you can see here, I'm already, I already answered some questions. And on your side, you can check in real time again if, for example, there is some questions that were completed. So again, there I can see that I have 7 questions that are completed. And for the participants, I'm on the step 9 because, for example, you can have text, you can have, for example, instructions that are not items, questions. And if I open here as a site, I can check automatically all the answers that are completed. So it's in real time. There is no lag, there is no delays. Then let me just close this. All right. And go to the ePRO compliance. ePRO compliance is also a very, very useful feature because you can get in a real time the compliance for all the study or for every sites. It means that we compute in real time the number of surveys that are sent to the participants, the number of scheduled survey, the number of not completed and completed survey, and the number of completed survey. Based on this information, we are able to calculate the compliance and check if, for example, there is a lot of participants that are not compliant. It means that their survey are not completed in the time frame. As you can see, we have only, for example, here 4 participants that are 100 compliant. And you can also, for example, check for the other ones. For example, this one have 50% of compliance. I want to know why. So I can go there and I can see that there is 2 surveys for these participants. This one, is incompleted. I can open it and check what is not completed. And I can, for example, resend the survey by email or by text. Another point is that everything is audit trail. So if I go to my audit trail, I can see that all the answers that I did as a subject are tracked. I know everything that is answered for which question, what the timestamp, and if, for example, the participants change an answer, for example, you answer yes, you go next, and then you go previous and you change to no, you have also the tracking of the change of the answer. In Datacapt, we also have the translation module. Translation module is also an opportunity to have an access to the world. By that, I mean that if, for example, you have a multi-centric study that are not, for example, only in one language, you can import or translate every questionnaires. If it's a validated questionnaire, you can just, for example, copy paste the different strings that are translated. You can also, for example, use artificial intelligence. We have some artificial intelligence module in order to automatically translate the strings and validate them. So Datacapt is a tool in order there to translate. We are not proposing automatically translations. There is also a possibility to do automations. That's kind of amazing because you will get rid of all the manual, sending and so on. You can create, for example, automations in order to say when, for example, a question from, I don't know, e-consent, or from the ECRF, or from another questionnaire is, for example, yes, no, or if, for example, the questionnaire is completed, then I will do an action. I can, for example, send a notification to my sites. I can, for example, send a notification to the participants, or I can create what we call sequences, where you will, for example, automatically send first ePRO, and then another ePRO 1 week later, and then another ePRO 2 months later. So it's really in order to automate everything. One part that we did not mention is the exports. So you can export the data at any time in multiple formats. You have the CSV formats, you have the Excel formats, and you also have the PDF that can be done per questionnaire. If, for example, you completed the questionnaire with, for example, some files, so for example, pictures, imaging, or whatever, you can export the files. And you have a full access of the global history. Let me just export, for example, this one very quickly. It can take different, time depending on the number of data. So let me just go back there and open it. So as you can see, we have multiple. Do you see the file? Awesome. As you can see, we have all the questionnaires that are created. We also have all the ePRO compliance. So you can, for example, go there. You can add a filter, and you can say, okay, I want to check here, like that. You can also, for example, have all the ePRO records. So this is, exactly what you have on the platform view, but everything is exportable. And then you get also access to all the data. Rally, do we have any questions?
Right. We didn't see any question, but on my side, what I want to add is an important thing for those who are managing multiple studies. And when you create an ePRO, for example, in SF36 or 20 English or an equivalently, you can register it in a template and you use it at any time. Meaning when you create an ePRO, no need to create it again for every single new study. You can register it in your template and reuse it at any time. I think we can move to the question. If someone has a dedicated question or something very specific. Yes, I see we have a first question. How does the QR code remain unique for each participant? And how will a participant receive the QR code?
It's a very good question. A QR code, technically speaking, is a link. So there is two different things. If you are talking about the QR code that is, for example, there in the settings, this is a general QR code per sites. But we also can add something that is email required in order to link the participants to the existing participant in the study in order to have the link. If you do not have that, it can be, for example, for, I don't know, a big study without any personal information. They can scan the QR code and then there will be no link for the participant. So this is the first things. You can get a link to the existing participants in the study through the email or no link. This is when you use the global QR code. But there is also this specific QR code where when you click on it, it is generating a specific QR code that is already linked to the specific questionnaire and the specific site and the specific participant. So it's two different things. To summarize, we have global QR code that is there. Sorry, and this could be, so here, sorry again, this could be flash scan by the participant and they have to enter their email in order to get the link, or no email because you do not want any link, or there is a QR code for every single created questionnaire that are already linked to the participants.
I guess I hope this is fine for you regarding the answer from down. Don't hesitate if you have any other question. I see both are typing.
Maybe one thing that I can share, waiting for the questions, are the link with the builder and the eCRF. There is, a very interesting feature in Datacapt where you can automatically add ePRO button in the eCRF. It means that you can have access directly when, for example, you have a participant to an ePRO button in order to send invitation to the participant. So it means no back and forth between eCRF, ePRO, whatever. Datacapt is one global platform. So the investigator, the site, can send the questionnaire directly through the eCRF. For example, I want to send the questionnaire to this participant. As you can see, this participant does not have any email and SMS because we do not have any personal information for this participant. This is completely fine. This is completely possible. So I just want to create the questionnaire. And then I see that I created the questionnaire SF36 for this participant 60. It's created. This is automatically created also in the ePRO records view. And I can, for example, open the questionnaire and answer the questionnaire with the participants.
We have two more questions. I will start with common question. Is there any solution to avoid duplicate questionnaire for the same participant with the same date at the same time of completion?
So the duplicates can be avoided if we are not using occurrences. So it means that if there is occurrences, of course, it can be duplicated because the participant can answer, I don't know, a questionnaire every minute. Let me just go back. It's a very, very good question. For example, occurrences can be set up to on or off. It means that if you do not want any occurrences, the participant can answer just once. When the questionnaire is completed, they can, scan the QR code. They can do everything that you want. They will get a page like that. Let me just show you. They will get a page to say, hey, thank you. Your response have already been completed. The questionnaire is completed. So it's not possible to duplicate. Of course, if you set it up in order to have occurrences, for example, 10 of occurrences, and you do not have any, for example, setup in terms of timing or whatever, they can scan and they can answer 10 questionnaires in, I don't know, 1 hour, something like that.
One question: how do you manage patients or personal data, mail, phone number, to contact them to follow up on ePRO surveys?
Very good question. This is something that is asked a lot nowadays, how we manage the personal identifiable information. So in Datacapt, we have this subject page there. The subject page there is like a safe, if you would like. It means that it is audit trailed. This is a page that is only accessible with a specific role and specific permissions, so only for sites. And we do not have any personal information in the rest of the platform. Everything is logically separated. So it means that if you are in eCRF, if you are in ePRO or eConsent, you will never have any personal information. Everything is linked to this subject page that is logically separated. And the site, for example, can click here and add a new participant with, for example, email address, phone number, language, the center, and then a platform ID. So we can generate it. This is where we manage the personal informations. But again, these personal informations are never exported. You can't export this personal information. They are encrypted and accessible only to authorized person, only the site research. And That's
fully audit trail.
Yeah,
also,
it's-
who
it's-
can add what, who can did that, who change things, who export everything. Is
Yep.
also audit trail on the start.
So this is how we manage the personal informations. Again, not exportable, not accessible to everyone, and in a logically separated part of the applications that we call the safe, if you would like. And everything is audit trailed when you have access to the subject informations. When, for example, maybe technically speaking, what I can explain is when, for example, you are there and you want to send an email or SMS to a participant, there is no way to know, for example, the email of, or sorry, the phone number of this person. There is no way. You have to go to the subject and check that. So let's say, for example, we want to call a participant because it's been like 1 week. We already sent like 3 reminders, and I want to get information about a participant. So let's take this 49. So for example, this one, and I know that this person already, for example, received reminders. So I can, as a site, of course, if you are a sponsor or if you are a CRO that are not a site research, you do not have access to this information. The only thing, maybe if you have the permission, is to resend the questionnaire or just to get an access like that in a read. If you are the site research and you have the permissions, you can go to the subject page. You can search, for example, for the participants. So for example, it is the ePRO this, or it can be, for example, searching by subject ID. So this one, and you get access to the information. If you want to call this person, you have to click here, and then you get the phone number. Enjoy, this is my personal phone number. And then you can use the phone number in order to call, for example, someone. And same for the email address.
Okay, thanks for that. Carol and Amir, is the answer clear on your side? Okay, thank you, Amir. Carol, is the same for you?
Maybe one thing we did not mention and worth to considering is in Datacapt, for the full engagement and experience, every participant gets access to their personal account. This is an option. It means that it can be activated or it can be not activated. Let me go there and take this one. Oh, I think it was this one. And I can log in to my account. It's not this account. Maybe not. So for example, I do not know my email address. I can, for example, call the sites and ask what's my email address. So I can go there and I see there, it's my email address. I copy paste it. And sorry again, I will just do something like that. All right. So as you can see, every participant have access to a personal account. Of course, when they do not know their password, they can reset the password. They just get an email with an OTP and they can change their password. With Datacapt, we also wanted to create a unique experience, not just sending questionnaires that are intuitive and so on, but also if you have multiple questionnaires, get access to the questionnaires. And also, for example, if you have scheduled questionnaires, you want to know that you have scheduled questionnaire as a participant. So if we have a scheduled questionnaire, the participant will have access to all the surveys and all the tasks that must be done with the dates. For example, this questionnaire is opened. There is no date. I can click on it in order to access to this questionnaire. So to summarize, all the participants also have access to a personal account where they get all their tasks. It can be a survey from the ePRO, but it can be also, if we check broader, an overview on the EDC and Datacapt platform, it can be an e-consent, it can be a visits, as you can see here, and so on. And we also have some settings where the participant can change their email at any time, or change their password, or even change their language and so on. We have some other informations because in Datacapt, we also have a site CTMS solution where, for example, we manage some different features for the sites. This is why we have some other informations there. So every participant gets an access, and we also added some kind of gamification where they can, for example, add an avatar. Let's, for example, change to this one. Any other question, Ali?
Yeah, I think so. Sorry, Carol, if this is where everything wasn't clear on your side, but I suggest you we can contact you and we can go deeper inside your question to see how far we can answer to that. Yes, we have another question. How can a sponsor submit this to a regulatory body using eTMF or ePRO data? It has a PDF or with a audit trail. I think this is multiple way to do it. In fact, dedicated to the study and depending on the eTMF system that you've been using, but yes, possibly PDF because you can export all the data. You can also, and this is something I'm not sure we already did this, but you can connect Datacapt to any other eTMF system. Depending on how you want to see things for the regulatory submission, multiple way to do it. But I think the best way, and this is what we did, is to export in a PDF with audit trail data, so we can have all the information that needed for the submission.
And there is also a possibility for the submission, so to get a PDF of the questionnaire. So there is two different things. There is submission before, for example, the starting of the study. Yeah. If, for example, you have validated questionnaire and you want to send them the validated questionnaire, you can export as PDF in order to get an overview of everything. And you can also, if you want, give access to the validated, for example, company that will that own the questionnaire in order, to check the questionnaire. For the data submission, you can also export every things as PDF with the audit trails and with all the answers. And if we want to go further, as Rally mentioned, we did not talk about that, but we also have API, so public API, where you can do a lot of different things. But for ePRO, you can, for example, get the data, so get the PDF and whatever. You can, for example, initiate a sending of a questionnaire through another platform. We had, for example, some digital clinical trial where they used a platform on the phone, the participants, and when they did, for example, a test or they completed something on their phone, it's triggering automatically a questionnaire through Datacapt. So this is how we can do that with API. You can initiate questionnaire, you can create questionnaire. You can also, if you would like, and it's kind of interesting, you can also directly complete some data through API in the questionnaire. So if you have any other, I don't know, device that are creating data and you want to push this data in a specific questionnaire, this is completely possible. Something that is very obvious is you have a watch with, for example, some vital sign or whatever, and you want to push that directly in ePRO, so you do not have, to do data entry or whatever.
Extract and pre-enter all the data. I think we are fine regarding the time.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Of course, we will send you the replay. If you have any other question, please don't hesitate. I think we are out of time right now. And sorry again, Carol, we don't give you enough clear, I would say, answer to your question, but we'll contact you regarding this point. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us for this new webinar, and stay tuned. We have more and more webinar regarding other products of the platform, about things already, for example, have a webinar regarding e-consent, regarding artificial intelligence integration within Datacapt. So if you want to see the other webinar, they are available, and we will send you this one by email within 1 or 2 days at least, I think.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great lunch.
Have a nice day. Good
bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.